Hey guys, welcome to Not So Random Chat, the nighttime live stream where we talk about whatever we want to. So, settle in and grab your libation. It could be your wine or tea or coffee or whatever you want to drink. And let's just sit back and chill. I'll be with you in a moment. Are you guys ready? Okay, well, so am I. So let's get into it. Here I come. Hola. I'm from the west side. West side. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hold on one second. Gotta close the door. Don't want to get any outside noise. All right, so let me come on camera. Hold on a second. Hello to the replay crew, because I know these streets are hot, and I know there's a lot of people live. There's a lot of stuff going on, but want to get on here and give you guys some commentary. Apologize for not having been on, but on Monday, y'all, I had like a major sinus migraine. And I don't know if you guys know, but let's just say this. If you've ever had a migraine, a sinus migraine is worse. Okay? It's worse. Hey, Terry. And, it's fire season in Southern California. And, the smoke and stuff eventually, gets into the air and jacked my system up. So, but I'm good today. So I'm on here. And, back, I wasn't even able to go to rehearsal for the movie that I'm in. Let me keep myself sitting up straight here. And yesterday was kind of like one of those days for me. Because it was the anniversary of the death of my mom. It was the 11th anniversary of her death. Because actually, if you guys look at when I started my YouTube channel, in August or September of 2011. And I started it right after my mom died. So if you look on my about page, I started it on September the 4th, 2011. That was almost a month after my mom left this earth. And the first video that I did put up on the channel, actually, I took down because it would be copyright strikes, and I had to take it down before I monetized the channel. And so if you saw it, you saw it, but it was actually a video that was a homegoing for my mom. So it was, something that was really personal. Had, pictures of me growing up and all kinds of stuff. So if you didn't see it, sorry, not sorry. With the climate of how YouTube is today compared to how it was in 2011 when I started this channel. And then I did upload, I think, like one other video of a backyard barbecue jam, and at my house that I owned after my mom. I owned when my mom was here, but I still owned it after my mom was gone. And that's the only video that you'll find on my channel prior to 2019. So let's get into some of these trending topics. One of the things that we are starting to see is that the age of the BBL and doing augmentations to your body is starting to come to a close. And I think that that's a good thing, because you see all of these people that have had things done that later on have health ramifications behind things that they had done. Flying out of the country to get a bigger booty, all of these things. And women have, hey Angela, and women have literally lost their lives. So I want to give shouts out to my girl Jovi Beauty, who talked on this earlier today. And I think did Brie talk about this yet? I don't know if Couture Bay talked about this yet. But yeah, when you think about it, I mean, when I was younger, that was the time, when women were augmenting their, bosoms and whatnot. And I didn't do that. Well, first of all, because I was one of those women that I wanted to nurse my children, and there wasn't a guarantee that you'd be able to nurse a child if you decided to do that. So I chose not to. And I'm glad that I didn't. Because can you imagine, like, all of these women have, not all of them, some of these women have like cement chest, cement behinds, and then their faces look crazy. Like, have you guys seen what Karlie Red's face looks like lately? Her lips are all like Botoxed out. She looks weird. And she was a beautiful woman, but she looks horrible. She looks horrible. And she's only, now I thought she was older, but she's only 48. And, this means that, Mimi on Love and Hip Hop, who's older than her, now looks younger than her. Because Mimi's already in her 50s. These women are, I don't know, are they obsessed with looking younger and trying to have what they think is this perfect body that's not natural? That's not what men want. You guys realize that, or maybe you don't. You know, men actually kind of prefer. Yeah, Karlie Red is the she's on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Terry. And you know, she's one of the older, she's always been one of the older ones on there. Back in the day when K Michelle was on there, K Michelle was always calling her old. And at that time she was around close to 40 at that point. Now she's, you know, in her late 40s. But she looked fine without doing all these enhancements. I mean, she's literally looking like that chick, China doll with the, you know, puffy lips and the slanted eyes. And don't go down the road of little Kim, girl. This is the crazy thing is that women, they don't understand. When you put things that are foreign into your bodies, there's a potential that your body is going to reject it. You know, I mean, your body's going to, I mean, look what Wendy Williams is going through. And even she thinks that, you know, her having this Graves' disease could potentially be because of, you know, the augmentation she had done to her body. But at this point, you know, even if she took all of that out, I don't think it would do any good. You know, because that stuff is, you know, in her. Women going under the knife. Now, I'm not talking about if you know, just trying to do a little, you know, nip tuck, if that's what you want to do. But doing alterations to your body, I'm like, y'all see all of these women are taking that stuff out, especially, you know, the clear folk, and going back to natural. And I mean, let's think about it. How many of the women that, you know, do their bodies all and do all of this stuff, how many of them are actually becoming wives? How many of them are getting married and getting a husband? Because I mean, surely that's what you're, you know, doing all of this stuff to your body, right? Because you apparently think this is what men want, and it's not. No matter how many likes you're getting on your IG. You know? Because see, I'm sitting here at almost 60, and I still have the 36, 24, 36 that I had. Well, maybe the middle one's not 24 anymore. But, you know, the other two are still the same. And, you know, my bosom is not sitting in my lap because I didn't go get my breast augmented. I mean, yeah, you know, I could have done that after I had a child, especially because, you know, I was a woman who nursed her child. But I'm good. as I said, I'm not dealing with, all of that unnatural look that these women have, all these health issues that some of them are having. And this is what the younger generation, are not doing. Maybe people are starting to accept the body that God gave them and not trying to obtain whatever you think these people that you see on social media and on TV are doing, because I've never had a problem getting somebody with my natural body. I've never had anybody that had an issue with whether my hair was permed, braided, weaved, natural, whatever. It's not even about that. And yeah, I see that, there's a lot of women who are abandoning the natural hair thing. As y'all just made it into such a freaking doctrine and a chore. Those of us who were already natural and had been natural before, there was this natural, back to natural thing. We're not hampered by all of that stuff. We just do what works for us. We just love the hair that we have. Some of us do have like naturally curly hair. Some of us don't. But we've learned what works for our hair, which is really ultimately the thing that you need to do. And the crazy thing is that now with us having like the Natural Hair Act out there, those who are embracing their natural hair should have no issues with their hairstyles, impeding them from getting jobs. I mean, because back in the day, when you would go for a job, most of us women who wear our hair in braids would take those daggone braids out before we would go for the job interview and either, flat iron our hair out or, something. And then once we got the job, put our braids right on back in. Hey, Miss Mahogany. Hey, uppity. But my personal opinion in regards to this, rush away from natural hair is that do what you want with your hair. I'm with Jovi on this one. Do what you want with your hair. But regardless of how you are wearing your hair, take care of your hair. If you're going to relax it, take care of your hair, relax. If you're going to wear it natural, take care of your hair natural. If you're going to wear it braided, take care of it braided. If you're going to put wigs and weaves, take care of your hair. It's just take care of your hair, ladies. The myth that our hair doesn't grow is, it's a myth. Our hair grows. So, and we just don't all have, that little wavy baby hairs and all that stuff. It's just not everybody's hairstyle. It's not our hair texture. But just like loving the skin you're in, love your hair. My personal opinion was, hey, Bonnie. My personal opinion is
if you can't, love your hair, the big chop thing is just nonsense to me. I just, when I decided I wasn't going to put a perm in my hair anymore, I was like in my early 20s. So, back then there was no such thing as a big chop. It was the 80s, y'all. Okay. And back then you just grew the perm out. You just, grew it out and gradually cut the perm tear ends off. And as I was doing that, I was braiding my hair, keeping it in protective styles, because even back then, before this quote unquote natural hair movement, most of us grew up having to do our hair. Even if you had the luxury of going to the hairdresser, you still at some point had to deal with your own hair. You still had to deal with your own hair. But you see, these women now, they're dead if they don't go to the hairdresser because they can't do their own hair, even if it's natural, which is crazy to me. That part's crazy. So, that's kind of my spill in regards to our natural bodies, dealing with our hair. I'm not going to kind of get into the other stuff because that'll be for another day. And I do now want to talk about some updates with Autism Life, y'all. So yesterday, as I said, was the anniversary of my mom's transition. It was 11 years. But also yesterday, my son went and did his paperwork, and he will start working at a church, feeding the homeless and doing some other things. I'm not sure the other things, but that's one of the main things that they're going to be doing. And he starts work at the end of the month. And when I say work, because he's going to get paid. And this is going to help him to transition, hopefully, to the kind of jobs that he really wants to do. My son really likes the arts and things like that. And he really wants to go to this arts program. But David, although he has the words, he does not articulate the words that he needs to be articulating in order to go to that arts program. So because of that, we got to work him up to being able to do that, because he can go to that arts program and have a part-time job. You see what I'm saying? So we're looking to try to work him up to maybe working in an art museum, because again, he loves art, or maybe in an art store, or maybe in a music store, where they sell instruments. So we're working on some stuff for him to try to get him with his social skills, and to get him to better articulate his feelings. One of the things that I was really pleased about with this particular work program is that they give him all of his rights as a person with a disability. And it's a lot of rights. I mean, it's a lot of it. And I still have to go over all of these rights with him. Wait 1 second, you guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get it. I'm going to tell you guys some of them. Hold on. Be right back. Is it going to go? Is it going to go? Okay. Be right back. I'm back. All right. I just gotta wait for the thing to come back on. Everything just moves so slow. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what this is these are the rights of individuals with developmental disabilities. And so he has a lot of rights. Jesus, y'all, I don't have my glasses. This is so teeny. Okay, so I'm going to tell you some of the rights that they have, and this is when they're working. This is when they're working. You have the right to wear your own clothes. You should be able to pick the clothes you wear. In other words, he has the right to decide what he wants to wear. Obviously, we want him to wear things that are appropriate, but nonetheless, nobody should tell him what kind of clothes he should wear. You have the right to keep your own things in a private place that you can get them when you want. In other words, having a place to have his things at work, not just having to walk around with whatever he has with him because they haven't accommodated him. You have the right to see your family, friends, girlfriends, or boyfriends every day. No isolation. You have the right to have use of the telephone privately to make calls. And you guys know that or you guys may not know, my son has his own phone and has had his own phone since he was 16. Yeah, since he was 16, he's had his own phone. And one of the reasons that I made sure that he had his own phone, and I don't use his phone, it's his phone, he can call who he wants on his phone, is because I saw adults that were older than what my son is now on the autism spectrum that did not have a cell phone, did not know how to use a cell phone. They didn't even know how to do their own laundry, wash dishes, or any of those kind of things. But, they didn't know how to use a cell phone, which is like the first thing that kids know how to use. Hey, James. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, uppity. It is expensive. That's why I was telling you. I was telling you it is expensive. For an adult, it's unfortunate that you guys don't have, regional centers like we do here in California, because, they pay for it. Because, my son is about to get another psychological evaluation done for him. That was just some of his rights, you guys. I can't read that. I don't have my reading glasses, and it's teeny tiny. But they give him, actually read to him all of his rights. And because my son is not conserved, he had to sign all of the paperwork. All of the paperwork had to be gone over with him. He had to answer all the questions. I could help him a little bit, but it really had to be from him. One of the things I know we got to work with him on is a signature, because he's going to be getting paychecks. And, every place doesn't do direct deposit. So when he's getting paychecks, he's going to have to endorse those checks. And the way that he writes his name, he needs to come up with a signature that, that's more of like a scribble or something, that's just his own unique signature. So that's one of the things they're going to work with him on. They're going to work with him on, job skills. So this will be like technically his second paying job on his resume, because he, worked at the 99-cent store when he was in high school. So he's building his resume, y'all. He's building his resume, and although to keep his full Social Security, he can't earn a whole lot of money. He can earn some money. So he's going to have a job. He's going to have some money coming in over and above, that money, Hey, Couture. So that's going to be really good for him as a young man. That's going to be really, really good for him as a young man, and good for his self-esteem. So I'm really, really excited for my son. Again, he starts in a couple of weeks. So, we still got some other stuff I got to do, y'all, dealing with, the red tape of Medi-Cal to get him under the insurance that we want him to have under Medi-Cal. So I still have to get that. And I still got to get him, his EBT for his food stamps, because he needs to be able to get that. I'm trying to get him everything that he needs to be getting. And then last but not least, get his in-home support services. So I'm working on all these things, y'all. There's like not enough hours in the day. There's literally not enough hours in the day. And it's a lot. But the program that he's in, y'all, what did I do with my fan? Here it is. It's hot in here, and I know it's me. This is to help him towards being self-sustaining, even if it's not 100%, but so that he's, able to, y'all, I'm just hot. He's able to take care of himself. Drink some lemonade. Yeah, but I don't trust people. Sorry, not sorry. You have too many. We're gonna have some people come to the home to help him to learn to do, with his daily living things, so that he's willing to do more things for himself. But I'm not having nobody coming up into my house. No. I don't trust people. I'm here. I work from home so that I'm here. I am his caregiver. It's me, myself, and I. Some of the money from his in-home support services, I will use that money to help with other things that I want to do for him, like to get him music lessons. Whew. Y'all, it's so warm here in California right now. knock the paper down. But yeah, he's got his SSI, and he can have up to, a certain amount over that he can earn, but there's a limit. If, in other words, he can earn like maybe half of what his SSI is, and it's not an issue. But he can't come up to what his SSI is. It has to be, there's a cap on how much money he can have in his bank account every month. So, trust me, I told y'all, I can't even put money in his bank account over a certain amount. It has to stay under a certain amount. So, it is what it is. We're not going to have them coming after my kid, who needs the money, because they'll, any excuse to take Social Security, they'll take it. Any excuse. So we're just going to keep them on the straight and narrow and not effing with him. All right. So now we have finished with that stuff. So now we're to the last part. Okay, so I'm going to start out with some of the shenanigans and stuff that's been going on the platform. So I'm going to start with people calling themselves sobriety sector, when really what they're going through is their recovery journey. And the BS that they're doing on this platform is just so let me tell you guys a story about someone that I know. And let me see if I can pull it up over here. So, I've told you guys that about the director of the choir at the minister of music at my church. Told y'all about her. But what I didn't tell you guys about her is that she used to be a crack addict. And it was at the time that she had small children. Her kids are grown now. And let me see what the name of her book is called. So let me go. She wrote a book about it. Now, the name of her book is... Let's see, what's the name of Jacki's book? Because I have it around here. It's called How Will I Know? How Would I Know? Which is a song. Y'all, I'm just dropping things. And that's a song that she wrote too. Let me grab it here. So I want to tell you guys about Jacki. This is someone who is sober now. But see, here's the thing. And I need, I know if Misunderstood comes around, she don't drop down in my chat anymore, but I know she subscribes to my channel, and, she might hear this. This might go in one ear and out the other. Doesn't matter. I'm going to say what I have to say, Because I actually, I like her, but I can't. I wasn't born yesterday, and these are junkie stunts. Okay, so when you are just coming out of whatever your issues were, you are in recovery. People do not consider you to truly be sober until you have been that way for quite some time. It doesn't matter what you say or what you think, you are always going to have to hear about your past, because this is what people have seen you as for so long. And I'm sure not just on the platform, but off of the platform in your life. So with that being said, just because you think that you've changed, and I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, you've changed, you're clean, you're doing the things that you need to do, that's not going to automatically change everybody's mind, because it takes time for people to see that. If and truly fact that is. So one of the things that, and girl, you don't have to listen to me, but one of the things that I think would probably be a wise decision, because calling your channel a sobriety channel is kind of triggering. Calling it the sobriety sector is kind of triggering to a lot of people who, are living a sober life. Maybe you should call it a recovery, because that's where you are. You are getting your recovery of your life, and sobriety is part of that. That's what you want the end result to be, true sobriety, where you're, it's not days, it's not months, it's years. Like my friend Jacki Gousha. And things that I'm telling you, this is things that she has put in her own book. Hey, The Mind of an Angel. So Jacki wrote about, that part of her life in a book, and all of the things that she went through, even including getting high right before she had one of her children, and the miracle that he came into this world without a trace of whatever it was that she was putting into her body. It didn't touch his body. That would be the son that she has, that one Rhythm and Flow, who is Grammy nominated, who graduated from college with a 4.0, who's bilingual, who is classically trained pianist. Yeah, that's the one who she smoked through the pregnancy. But that's part of her testimony. But she hit her lowest point. She got to her lowest point. And it never came down to anything about her losing her children or anything, because, she was, a functional, and somebody was there to, to get her kids. She had older brothers that was, who would, drive the streets of LA looking for their sister. And, with her, this all happened within her marriage. Because, her and her husband, that was, but they're both clean and sober. Both ministers. She has a bachelor's in music and a master's in theology. And this is somebody who, if she had gotten the life that is with her sons now, her three sons, because all three of her sons are in the entertainment industry. All three of them, most young people may have heard of two of her sons. One is the artist Sir, who is on Kendrick Lamar's, and then I told y'all about D Smoke. And then her oldest son is probably more, known internationally, Davion. So yeah, but you haven't hit your lowest point, girl. You haven't hit your lowest point because you don't think that you need to go to rehab. See, rehab is not just about getting clean. It's about getting your life in order. Getting your life in order. That's one of the reasons why in most rehab programs, they have you doing things like keeping a clean house, cooking meals, doing those kind of things. Even if these are things that you did not do in your life outside of there, these are things that you need to bring into your life to help to bring structure. So that you don't go looking for something else to replace what you are getting rid of, which is what you've done. But the things that you're doing, sis. Those of us who are mothers just question how you're going about things. But you say, hey, you're going to court at the end of the month and we'll see. So, okay, we'll see. But girl, I really think you should read this book called How Will I Know by Jacki Gousha. Just read about her journey. Now, don't make it, don't have it to inspire you to go down that path that she went down. It was horrible. Yeah. But to inspire you to not believe your own bullshit. Yeah. That part. That part, girl. 'Cause you do. You do. Like, why do you keep saying that you're Puerto Rican and no hablo español? No habla español? De nada. No habla español. Not even poquito. Not even poquito. Like, girl, stop it. And then now somebody's putting out there that you ain't nobody in your family. Why are people? Why people claim stuff that I don't get that. Now, like my family's Afro-Cuban, but no part of the Afro-Cuban is not black. Like the Afro-Cuban doesn't explain our wavy hair or anything. It's just wavy, okay? Maybe that's some white part. Maybe that's just the black part because, our hair is in so many different textures. But don't nobody assume that there's anything other than in us than black. Because we know most of the black Cubans are darker than me. Kind of like my grandfather. My brother's like really that dark too. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color. Anyway, but I think, and this is just me on the outside looking in, that you should just present your genuine freaking self. Even if it is on the F-ish. If that's who you are, stand in that, girl. If you're going to do this recovery walk your way and you're not going to do this and that, but I'm telling you, you will be doing that if in fact your children are no longer in, around you or around the father for reasons that are pertaining to you. If in fact that's the reason, they'll make you go somewhere. Now, if it's for other reasons that have absolutely nothing to do with you, then, it may be some other things that have to happen before they come home, because we don't know why they're not around, if they're not around or any of that, because, this is YouTube. Nobody's in your house. Nobody knows what's not in the camera. Just like at my house, y'all don't know what else is in my house. You only know what I let you see. But y'all know that I have a son that's on the autism spectrum. Y'all know I'm not lying about that because he's never gonna let me be great by myself. He always pops his butt up in here to be up in the camera when I'm live. Tonight, I don't know where he is. I'm surprised he hasn't popped in here. I'm really surprised. But we don't know. We only know what you show us. And really, you have nothing to prove to anybody. But when you bring your stuff to this platform, as you have for the last 4 freaking years, plus, some of these people are going to have something to say about it. Now you're not going to be my commentary every day. I'm just going to say what I think every once in a while, and then I'm going to go about my merry way, because there's no reason. There's no reason for me to do that. There's no reason, But I hope that, all these words that you're putting out there are the truth. But again, only time will tell. Only time will tell. But the stuff that you're doing to build numbers, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable because it's not genuine. It's not sustainable. It's not genuine. You know? But a lot of people are around because they, I guess, want to see a train wreck. Because that's what it looks like to a lot of people. Maybe if you know you're going about your, if you know, do the vlogging stuff, you know, like doing your dancing or whatever it is, the things that you do as you're just going about your life. And don't get on here for the F-ish. If you were trying to move into a sober life, then just do that. And if you can't handle people calling you a junkie, sis, then log off. Because that's gonna be something that you're gonna have to deal with for quite some time. And probably when your children are adults and they're better able to articulate how they felt, you know, you may be having to answer to your children, like, you know, y'all saw how, like with Keisha Cole, with her mom. I mean, at least, you know, you knew who your two children's father is. Whereas, you know, with her, she didn't even know who the father of some of her children were because of, you know, she's out in that life. She was about that life. But you can't make people react the way that you want them to react simply because you think that you've done enough. You know, if you're truly on a road of sobriety, that is a lifelong walk. And you will always be counting how many days. You will always be counting them. All the people I know still count. My friend Jacky still counts. Her husband still counts. That will always be part of your life moving forward. It's part of your past. And, you know, you want to push it to but you have to just accept that that's part of your past. I mean, if your channel's supposed to be about that, you know, about your walk, that's part of your walk. All the times that you were on here doing all of your junkie stunts high out of your mind, acting an effing fool on the platform. All of this other crazy behavior that you've been doing with all of these men as well. Okay? You know, so own your stuff, girl. That's one of the things that so many people, when they are coming through this and they've gotten to, they feel like everybody else should now treat them, you know, like they never did all that stuff that they did. But that's not the way that it works. Own your stuff. Let it roll off your shoulders. If you can't let it roll off your shoulders, log off. until you can. Log off until you can. Because right now, F-ish is your brand. F-ish is your brand right now, sis. That's your brand. Your brand is F-ish. Now, I've told you guys that I've dealt with 2 people. I know, don't that sound like that, the cup when she was circling it around, sending them people into the dark place, into the sunken place? I don't know why. Anyway, let me see what you guys are saying. Hold up. Hold up. I gotta change my earphones. Let's see. Turn it down. Let me turn it down. Okay. Turn it down. Turn it down. Turn it down. Turn it down. Okay. All right. It's not working. I don't know what's wrong with it. All right. I think that they are. All right. We'll just leave them alone for right now. Let me see. Can you guys let me see? Am I moving? Okay. I guess I'm moving. All right. So that was my monitor. And it shut off one of my, see, this one says that it's, let me try this. Let me see. I don't know. Not working. Okay, so maybe it's dead. And maybe I just need to let it charge. I don't know. Okay, this is gonna come my throat, so you put it down. You know, focus, DC, focus, girl. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, misunderstood. So, girl, you have to own your stuff. Now, I know you don't want to hear that, but, you know, you're not this young, you're not this 20-something-year-old girl. You are in your freaking 40s. Yeah, you're not in your early 40s, okay? So, yeah, let me turn this down. I don't want to turn it all the way down, but I don't want y'all to hear it either. Okay, there we go. But so you know exactly what the F you're doing. And you don't want to take ownership or accountability. You say that you are, but you're not. That's the part. You say that you are, but you're not. So, as I was saying, brain came back. I've dealt with a couple of men in my past that fell off the freaking wagon with their addictions during, time that I was with them. one of them was a vet. So, yeah, he went into one of, the vet rehabs that was in another part of the state. The other one went to one of those programs that was down here. And, neither one of them was in a 30-day program. It was 90 days for both, 3 months. Mm-hmm. And these were people who had fallen off the wagon. They had been, clean for like years. And they went in, came back out. And no, they were not actively using it at the time that they went in. Yeah, they weren't. Okay. So, came back out and yeah, they good now. You got to get into some, hey, Saint, you got to get into some type of program for yourself to help you to get the steps and to put the things in place so that you can walk in sobriety, for more than 90 days, for more than, 6 months, for more than a year. If that's really what you want to do. If that is what you really and truly want to do. So, as I said, How Will I Know by Jacki Gousha. It's on Amazon. And you do go on Amazon quite a lot. So go look for Jacki, just like I said, Gousha, how it sounds. Gousha. 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 Gouche. Gousha. How Will I Know? It is on Amazon. I think she even has it in Audible too. It's not a long book, but maybe it will, be of some encouragement to you. If you're truly, and this is what you really want to do. You are really, trying to go on the road of recovery. Thanks for coming through, Bonnie. I appreciate it, sis. Yeah, I'm about to get off here because I've been on here for over an hour. Y'all know I'm allergic to being on here for over an hour. Plus, y'all know these streets are freaking hot. Hot. Now, there are other people in the, down here that I could be talking about, but I talked about you, Misunderstood, because, like all the other ones, I haven't known them for quite as long as I've known you, girl, on YouTube. And, yeah, we're going to leave it at that. So, y'all, I'm about to get out of here because Chelsea Alana and Tasha K have the streets on effing fire right now. And Storm Monroe, clock is ticking. Tick, 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 tick. On the facade that you have going on out here. But, yep, we're about to get out of here. I will see you guys. Today's Wednesday. I will be here Friday night. I promise. I will be here Friday night. I had a migraine on Monday. But I'll be here Friday night. Still having some issues getting the content out of where I have it. But the videos are coming. That's all I can tell y'all. That's all I can tell y'all. I've been trying to do some stuff. I told y'all we're having issues with the iPhone. And that's where my stuff is. So, but I will see you guys on Friday. I am like, y'all, I need to put the air on. It is like 90 freaking degrees in here. Can y'all believe it? I'm inside 90 degrees in here. I'll see you guys on Friday. Until then, I offer you guys, I'm just trying to get myself set up here. I offer you guys peace and, come on, here we go. Peace and blessings from the West Side, y'all. I'll be back on Friday. I'll see you in these streets. The streets are bloody. The streets are on fire. It's some bombs dropping today. I'll see you guys. I'm out of here. Peace.
Well, guys, that's it for tonight's Not So Random Chat. But I'll see you guys the next time. Until then, peace and blessings from the West Side. I'm out. Peace.